Hello and welcome to my VRChat tutorial. Here you will learn some basic stuff like merging your account if you created your account in Steam and logged in with the Steam or Quest instead of creating VRChat account, and some basic safety and some extra stuff just to make some more convenience in the game. And proceed to the tutorial. In case you don't know, just for this, I made a new account to show you what happens to the new users in the game. You're gonna upload the game first time, you launch it in Steam, and you launch it. But your account will not be same. And we come to the login screen. You may want to, you sometimes select theme. That's fine. You might come across this. Let's see. For example, then it's logging you in. But have to go over this as a new account. You pressing the button and the game launches. It'll put you into the intro section of the game. Welcome to VRChat. Click this off. And I skip over to my own account later to show you the basics of it. That's the home you spawn in. You might have to make sure your settings are something like this. Less than half avatar volume, world volume, a little bit more over the half. You can hear stuff. Voices maxed, so you can hear people. Skip go button, that's very important. Desktop pretty cool. Show community labs, you can see all the worlds. Show tooltips, skip that all the untrusted URLs. Streamer mode if you want some security, basic security. And microphone level, if your microphone goes like this when you talk, then you must keep it on 60% or 60ish. Oh, and most important thing, if you're using Oculus account or new Steam account, your name might look like this, especially that number behind you. Then for that, fix that. Many people don't. Is to upgrade account, then upgrading from Steam to Steam VRChat account, or Oculus if you're using on Quest 2, or yep, that's the most likely case on a Quest. This is the second problem when you will have this. VRChat will allow you to create your own avatars and worlds once you reach the new user trust rank. It will be easier to do it on the properly created VRChat account, by the way. Your friends and trust rank will be merged with your VRChat account. You won't lose anything, by the way. Upgrade now. It only takes a few minutes. Now, note, this merges a Steam account and VRChat account. First, generate, copy, select the launch to open upgrade page in browser window. Press launch. Account link. I will be having already. I'm gonna be pasting. I have an account already created for that. Now go back to VRChat. Let's open up private window. If your browser login to register with the account, then link it. You just copy and use the right click and paste in that window, because you press the copy button here. And turn. Once you link to accounts on the website, log out here. I'm gonna press this button once again. It should now link to the actual VRChat account. As expected, it takes quickly. Now I'm with my account. Steam account you can use either the credentials you created to log in, or the Steam button, or Oculus button if you're Oculus. It says Oculus then there if you're in Quest. And now you are newly created officially linked account. Officially linked account. You own now account that is properly managed by the VRChat. Now you can use the same login name in your. Now you can finally start creating stuff. If you reach the use new user or newer, already had a user rank account before, mainly because of VRChat Plus, you can speed that process up, by the way. If you have no rank at all, you can reach it by adding friends, and spending time, or speed it up and get to the user immediately by buying the VRChat Plus, and you're gonna get access to creating things on Unity. And now transitioning to my own account to show the further basic steps to take care in your menu just before you join the public lobbies. Don't worry about that. This is just my old account name. I use that. Game used to not like the newer changed name. If you change the name, you will have to use the original name you created for the VRChat account to log in, as I did. But if you don't change the name and you're happy with the name, it will be fine. On top of the controllers, P and Y, or escape on desktop to open this kind of menu. You will need to do before you leave your home world a checkup on your safety. Keep it on all groups, at least like this. That keeps most of the crashes away. Sometimes you will have to do this. It's still in cases when the room is full of people. Then you will have to do this. But most of the cases, this setup is fine. Performance options. Performance ranked. I have it on a high, but you might want to drop this number down to, let's say, 50 megabytes. 200 is actually cool enough. If your internet is slow, drop it down to 50. But 200 is covering the most of the avatars that aren't crashers or aren't huge in size. That should be fine. You can also do this. Drop it to medium to get all the bad performing avatars out of the way immediately. Then next, now bones. I have a custom file, shape configuration file that changes these numbers manually, so I don't have to limit. I don't have to worry when they're too limited. You will have something smaller there. And then advanced graphics. Keep it on high. Multisampling 2 on most lower end systems is fine. can go all the way to low if you can't handle the system. If your system cannot handle it. In your local disk, to find this program file that configures those special settings for the deny bounds, make sure first that if you're in the file explorer, you're in the local disk, you need to see hidden files. Click on the view tab and check the hidden files tab check mark, and then you will see in users folders. Your name will vary depending on your account name in Windows. You will have appdata folder, LocalLow, and down there is VRChat. Also another VRChat. Another VRChat. Sign that. And I have special file called config.json. You will have to create it manually, exactly like that. Create a new text document. Config yes, no. I already have it, so I don't do that. But you get the idea. Right now it has to replace because I already have such file. Open it up with a notepad or whatever you prefer to edit things with. Cache directory. I have increased it slightly from my default. Cache size, I'm gonna leave it in the description later. Dynamic bound max affected transform count. I made it a little bigger. I found out this number to be most avatars react perfectly with this. This is a particle setting. We have some room for the particle emissions. You can mess around with the settings. Okay, slight the peak limit, but that gives me a little bit freedom while limiting still the crasher particles, because crasher particles will be way larger than these numbers. I'll later leave a link to later. You know what? You don't have to check this file. You're gonna have to paste the same file into your directory and change later. Open it up and later change those numbers. If your system really can't handle this much particles, you can change the emission limit to, let's say, 100,000, also 100,000, and particles to million, and systems to 50, and volume limit to 600,000. Like, remove 0 from everything and 1 from this number. That'll do. That's fine. Cache size, that keeps your SSD under control. Also, I use different drive. That will be important. It'll create the folder if you don't have the folder already. I made a special folder for that. So you wouldn't use the SSD up. You wouldn't waste SSD write cycles, but creates a secondary hard drive. If you have a secondary hard drive called D drive, it automatically uses that and makes the folder. Next, open up the menu again, settings. You will have to keep this enabled because most video players use this outside servers now to stream. It also works for Quest now. Some of the video players, many vaults, use this kind of system, so allow the tutorials is kind of necessary. If you enable this mode, everything will be safe. You don't see anything anymore. worlds. It's more info, instant info instead of actual instant info. You wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't see nothing. You don't need any. Don't see anything after that. That's like a safe mode for streaming. Settings. Skip Q button and load. Very important. And keep this off. You don't want, unless you want people to keep cloning you and taking your avatars. There's no protection against forced cloning, but at least keeps away the peasants, the typical ones. So community labs, make sure that's enabled. Some people don't find it. Also, make defaults on so won't find yourself talking to nobody. Toggle voice is also important. Keep your world volume about 70. I think I would take the after volume way down. Voices can be maxed. Menu as well. Master about 100. If your microphone is very noisy, take it to about 60%. 60-ish%. That will be fine. People will still be able to hear you, but it won't make too much noise. Oh, and one more thing in settings. Bindings. You can rebind stuff. On a controller mode and a VR mode, you can remap things. What does what. Or just see what keys does which. Very important, very useful information. Use the bindings in VR mode and you can remap things to different buttons that are available on top of the controller. Advanced settings. Here you can clear a cache. You don't need to do this, by the way. It will automatically recycle the using that cache limiter in the JPEG. Usually it's 20 megabytes by default. I increased it a little bit to have some more space there used. You can clear different way. You can clear the profile data. You can use reset to user data in the computer, or just avatar data specifically, without deleting the worlds. That's very useful if you have some actual people loading your huge avatars that you don't. That's weigh you down a lot. That's when it will become useful then. You might have to restart the game after that. I know, I just want to indicate that if you want to do long-term social recordings, keep the HUD off. Pick it icons only if you want to keep people's privacy safe. Or perhaps name that hidden. Status would be off as well. If you want to keep people, keep these settings like this. If you want people's privacy. If you are around people who want to record gameplay but on desktop but can't have camera, but will still want to record them, then that's the best safety settings. Normally, this one should be enough. That's a normal way to have it. Next up, if you want to go to the world that is not public, many people do this mistake by clicking the first thing they go and pressing go. No. You might have public people and they're gonna join on you, and then you're gonna go be surprised. Oh, where does people come from? Nah. You press this button. With invite plus, so your friends can invite. That's important. Invite only means nobody can later invite themselves their events, and that's gonna backfire. So invite plus is the safest bet. And then if it says here your name, random number, invite plus, then you place go and portal whatever you want, depending where you are. Unless you intend to go to public and press anything else down here. Also, if we click on a name on this page while being on this page, we'll be taken to the profile of the person who created the world and see a lot more worlds they made. I suggest checking out this world. It's pretty cool. Also as video player. And if you want to quit the game, I think you will at some point. Then you just click exit. And that concludes our tutorial. Have a nice day. My name is Galactic Janya. JANYAGALACTIC, Andromeda Galactic, however you prefer. And peace out.